Alright guys, we're back and oof, do I have a treat for you guys. Ekko Support. It's still good. Like, this is the first or no, the second Ekko Support game that I've played since coming back. And well, this was like the first really good one. The other one, my team just wanted to surrender at 15 minutes for some reason. I swear it was not because I picked Ekko Support, it just didn't really go our way. And this game you'll see the true power. Like, I will of course make sure to highlight all of the good things that I'm really being able to do with this champ, because sometimes people will just blame you for this pick, but other times, like in this game for example, nobody said a word about it, and that's why I knew we were just gonna win. This comp, of course, super nice to play with as Ekko. We have so much CC, good frontlining. Enemy comp is pretty decently easy to play into. They don't have a lot of hard CC. They're pretty solidly squishy. Here we decided to just look to maybe, you know, hit a free Q, hit a free... yeah, he also hits a free... No, yeah, Felios has... I've never played a Felios, guys. He has the points in all of the skills, yeah. So here I missed the Q, should have just queued the Janna, of course. So early we were looking to get level 2 before them, of course, and Ekko is very good at that. Like, if you really want to force it in lanes where, like in this lane, we, you know, we're just kind of chilling. We don't want to hard shove too much because enemies are not super dominant laners, but in lanes where it might be a little bit tougher to get that level 2, you can just throw your Q in the wave and you'll basically always guarantee hitting it earlier. So now I'm hitting level 2, let's see what I do. Well, you think that's valuable? You think that's valuable? Just getting the ADC down to legit like 10% HP? I think that's valuable. And you can literally do this so freely in most matchups, right? Like, there's gonna be some matchups where you can't do it because the support might be able to lock you up or whatever, but here you can see that he just didn't respect me, and I went in, and this guy hates his life now. He can't really play the game. It also allowed me to just walk in here, place a really deep ward, which is gonna be nice. And yeah, now we're just chilling, waiting for cooldowns basically. You can see my E is coming up again, of course. I'm just looking. If this guy, you know, ADC players, they're not used to playing against Ekko support, so they will often completely disrespect your range. They really will. And this is like master MMR, by the way. So my rune setup as well, I go Electrocute, Relentless Hunter instead of Treasure Hunter, because you're not really looking to snowball the same way you're looking to snowball with Ekko Jungle. You're more like, you know, just chilling. And at this point, by the way, I'm just pressuring this guy. He's low enough that I can certainly kill him if he doesn't respect me. So Janna also has to move. I put down a ward. This Talon, of course, he leaves. And, well, I just go on Janna. And my Lee Sin, he is done full clearing. So I basically made this happen for him. Got him a nice little free kill. Of course, Smolder is also really low. This Aphelios, yeah, I guess he wasn't really able to clear this that easily. So this definitely turned out a little bit awkward. I just, you know, I just let it happen, let them die. Also, Scorch in the secondary tree, because, again, you're not really looking to be... You're not really looking to play for super late game with Gathering Storm. You just want to have this to make the lane as good as possible. And you can see here, I'm selling my pot to buy Dark Seal and Boots. I think that's a very solid base you're looking to have early, 650 gold. And then, of course, I build Rocket Belt. And I think normally the best secondary item is actually Storm Surge, unless they nerfed it while I was away, nerfed it again. But now you can see here, of course, we're just pressuring this guy. Again, like, not even letting him walk into lane. I kinda trolled this, like, we definitely could have killed him. Although he still does have barrier. So yeah, here I wasn't, like, again, I have never played Ophelia, so I didn't know if this purple thing dealt damage when he procced it, so apparently it does. And now, of course, I mean, I'm quite low. I can buy an Amptom, that's fine enough for me. You know, I don't really want to stay in lane with this low HP. And here's something I did better in this game than I did in... I do in most of the games that I lose with Ekko support, is not roaming too early. You know, it feels Like, Ekko is very, very good at roaming, and you'll see me roaming, no doubt, but don't roam after your first base, I think, in most cases. It doesn't feel good. Like, you really need to still play bot lane, and especially if it's a bot lane where you can easily do something, right? And mainly for the fact that you just don't have enough XP otherwise. Here, of course, Talon, I don't know, he thought he would be doing something. Of course, we just kill him. Now, you know, if I miss out on this whole wave, and I don't get anything in mid or in top wherever I roam, it just doesn't feel very good. Here, the Lee Sin, he just really didn't play around the fact that we had a huge wave here. So he just has to leave, but it's fine. Now, of course, we could be doing it. If he had just waited for a second, or if he had just, you know, pushed with us, or maybe tried to pressure them instead of doing Drake, could have done it. But now, you can see I'm starting to recall because I could buy another Ampton, but I don't really want to leave this guy alone, so I decided to cancel it. And of course, with half HP, I can still play the game. Just need to be a little bit more cautiously, of course. The thing with Ekko Support, now, overall, like, power level wise, let me be real, I think Ekko Support can be really, really good, like genuinely top tier pick. The problem is just that he only is that as long as you have your Dark Seals, pretty much. Dark Seal stacks, pretty much. Like, as soon as you die, it doesn't feel good. Most of the time. Like, if you're really ahead enough, then it's okay, but let's say if you die before 20 minutes, before 15 minutes with a lot of Dark Seal stacks, you'll, of course, feel noticeably weaker. But if not, you'll see the value that I provide in this game, because I did not die a single time. I played a very solid game. And here you can see, of course, I'm pinging that I'm moving to the grubs, which is certainly what you should be doing. Just force the numbers advantage. Now, of course, we're just gonna be a little bit faster than Jenna, and especially I'm gonna have spent my gold. She still has 800 gold in her inventory. So you can see, we see them moving in, of course. Not the best W, I definitely could have placed it, so I actually stunned them. And because of that, nothing really good happens for us here. And that's how it is, right? It was still, of course, the right call to be here. And then, of course, I just base, I can buy the alternator. With the alternator, you definitely have some nice damage. You really do have some nice kill pressure in these lanes, especially the more ahead you are, the better, of course. My Phalios has to leave, of course, so just clearing up some vision and actually just staying in this lane. I'm happy to just get a little bit of solo XP. You can see my Phalios, he has PTSD. He thought I was gonna shove this wave. Of course I'm not. I'm just taking last hits. Because why not? You know, there's not really anything better I can do. I can't really roam mid this guy's base. Definitely not in a position to just roam top, so just take the solo XP. Let me get level 6 really quick. A little bit of extra gold, of course. Always appreciated as Ekko. And now we're in a really good position to just, you know, do something in this lane. Especially now Ignite up as well. This guy has his item completed. And I think this plant, like, I don't know why, maybe I don't notice it, but I feel like my team rarely does what I just did here. Even though it's such a small movement, it's such a small thing to do, but this is so good, right? Just use this plant, so we get jungle timers, we get, in this case, we even get vision on the jungler. I feel like my team never does this. They never just walk in here and use this plant. Maybe you really need to be strong enough, and of course with Ekko I'm so mobile that I'm not even, like, it's not that risky for me to move in here compared to maybe for other teams, other champs. Of course here you can see the Helen, he went behind, kinda dodging our vision, or well, we didn't really have vision. So yeah, the Aphelios, unfortunately, he dies, but it is what it is. Of course I don't follow his death. And then you can see, oh, I actually still got an assist for that, that's cool. And again here, like, I'm just playing the game basically, and I'm just chunking this smolder without taking too much damage in the process. So I'm just, you know, waiting for him to walk up, and now the Lee Sin has a pretty free kill here. Again, my W was a little bit bad because I mostly lock my camera, so I just I just don't see that far. But if I had unlocked my camera, I could have placed it further and then at least float the smolder, so this kill would have been a little bit less awkward. So yeah, but I think yesterday, I mean, I played this game, I played a bunch of other games as well yesterday, and my mechanics definitely became better. Here you can see, of course, I was like, I'm hiding my ult and I'm not skilling ult at level 6, so I don't know, I thought it might have been here. Maybe I could have actually ulted now. Yeah, maybe it was a little bit too late. You can see though, that Jenna, she disrespects my returning Q for some reason, and then I just make the quick decision to flash on her, get the kill. Now I'm of course really fat. Like I'm like same gold as my mid lane, basically, which is of course really good as a support. And I have 6 Dark Steel stacks, my Rocket Belt completed at 12 minutes. Very, very nice. And so because of that, like with Rocket Belt, I definitely just wanna come mid here, you know, and proc my passive. Didn't even have to step back like this, but it didn't cost me either in this situation, so now, you know, we just kill mid and support. Really nice. Good value. And now this Talon, of course, is also quite low. I didn't see super quickly, but of course we're just able to pressure this guy a lot here. Just able to pressure him off his camp pretty much. I mean, he still gets it with smite, but I'm sure this guy isn't happy. I'm sure this guy is not happy about the support just annoying him, because I know how much, like how annoying it is to play against supports like myself here as a jungler. And of course the Ambassador shields me, but nothing really happens. And at this point, I just go bot. I don't think I have too much gold to spend. I guess I make the decision to just reset at the same time with my Aphelios, and now I could also buy the sword boots, which as a support you prioritize these more than in jungle. I think as a support buying them as your second item basically is good. In jungle usually you want to delay it more. I didn't even realize that this Talon was here. We just saw this guy massively overextending, and well, you can see this damage from Aphelios is crazy. Honestly, the thing that with Ekko Support, you really just want to play with strong ADCs. That's the thing. Like if you play with Zeri or I think even Smolder, these kind of champs, they're not that great to play with. But stuff like Aphelios, Draven, whatever, they're really nice champs. Here, of course, at this point you can see my Q is starting to last hit the backline minions, so I'm making sure it doesn't do that. And now you can see them moving down, but we're really strong here. Here, good awareness by me to not get hit by the Ori ult. Unfortunately, the Orianna also dodged my ult, so now it's a little bit of an awkward situation, but less electrocute. Honestly, electrocute was so valuable here. I need to point it out because I need to, you know, push the electrocuted vendor, but electrocute was so valuable here. I mean, okay, never mind. Honestly, in this situation, Dark Harvest would have also procced, to be fair, but still, electrocute still, it was not a problem or anything, because, you know, you can see it procced here, and because of that I got the kill without having to do another auto attack or wait for the return Q. And now, you know, my team just cleans it up. Very nice. I don't die. And this fight turned out very well. And of course you can see we're really ahead. And it's just because our jungle and support duo is really doing a lot. And that's how these games turn out this dominant, right? If the jungle and support are really playing the game, you win games in this kind of fashion. And of course, if nobody else is incredibly underperforming. You know, top is just kind of winning on his own most of the game. Or I don't know, I actually didn't really see how much Lee Sin did, but the Lee top is definitely playing fine. Mid, I mean, mid is just kind of there, but look, you can see here. I'm just like bullying this guy basically. So the thing with Ekko Support is that in games like these, you are basically a secondary mid laner. And a secondary mid laner with way more freedom that doesn't need to clear waves all the time, but can clear waves all the time if he needs to, of course. And I'm just gonna be real, like a secondary mid laner is always more valuable than a support. I really do believe that, and some ADC players, they might not like it, because if they don't have a winning mentality and they just want to be the star player, then yeah, they might not like the fact that maybe as Ekko support you get a little bit more kills than other supports, but you know, in this game, for example, I was a very good guy. The first 3 kill participations were entirely assists, so it's not even like I hunt for the kills this game. I'm saying that as I KS the talent, but of course at this point I have the Magi, so nobody's flaming me for taking these kills. Now of course just get the mid tower, get the second proc on this mid tower. Could have certainly looked to do something to Smolder here, but you know, why risk it? And at this point, I'm actually not going for Storm Surge just because the game is going so good and I had the gold. I'm going for Rabadon second here. Could also go for Shadow Flame probably. In this specific game, I just had the gold. See, and this is so valuable, guys. Please do not underestimate how valuable what I just did here is. It is so valuable to just chunk this mage champ that doesn't really, like, has no real way to heal other than to go base to half HP. That is so good, right? In this situation, it's not really game-changing, but generally speaking, first of all, if I do that again, this guy just dies, and if not, then this guy has a so much harder time playing. And that's so valuable. Like, it's a kind of value that most supports don't provide, and I think that's why people don't realize how good it actually is. Like, how good this kind of value, even from a support champion, is. You know, the only kind of champ that's similar that people often accept is Pyke support, and they might argue that Pyke, of course, he has his passive, right? He has his passive that at least shares gold, but there's still, like, you know, there's stuff like Pantheon support and whatever, so I'm really just being a little bit defensive here because I've had too many games dodged or even getting flamed for this pick when it can easily be extremely high value. Like in this game, also, by the way, I had like second most damage in my team. Aphelios actually had most, interestingly enough. Like the fact that he's like the least fed member in our team. Actually, gold-wise he's not even, but stats-wise he's the least fed member and he still had the most gold. That's kind of crazy that he has so much gold. Why is that? He has less farm than... like, it must be towers, right? But... oh. That's interesting. So, yeah. At this point, I mean, there's not too much to talk about, but you'll see. I mean, there's gonna be moments where I just one-shot people, which is, of course, incredible value from a support champion. And, yeah, you'll see... we're just pressuring. Oh, yeah, well, look. I'm just... taking out the enemy jungle. The level ahead of me doesn't matter. So quick rocket belt combo, igniting him. Of course, sweeping to know where this guy's walking, and then, well, unfortunately, you're dead, buddy. How good is that? Like, how good? This Lysini only got an assist because I took his red buff. He didn't do anything to the Talon. Was literally, and I stayed full HP, by the way. I didn't have to ult nothing. And you can see also afterwards, I just took the mid wave. So this is another thing. Of course, don't take the waves from your laners if they are there, but there's going to be so many situations where your laners are simply not going to be in a position to take waves. And then you can do that as Ekko, which is nice because, first of all, you provide good tempo for your team. And you, of course, also get some gold, which Ekko likes gold. Here, I didn't even care to chase this guy down, I just wanted to be on the map. Like, I knew he wasn't pathing up here. Here, of course, I need to ult out quite quickly because I also didn't proc my passive. But yeah, at this point, of course, we are really, really ahead. So I'm honestly playing a little bit passive here because I just have half HP, no ult, and 25 Magi stack that I don't want to lose. Because as I said, with Ekko you really don't want to lose your stacks. Like in this game it certainly wouldn't have mattered being on 15 stacks, you know. You just lose 10 stacks when you die. But still, of course, and also giving the 700 gold shutdown is definitely not something I want to do. I don't even think I need to say it. So yeah, we just take Nash, of course. I get my Rabadons as well. And at this point, look, this is something I didn't have to do. I mean, I could have just grouped up with my team here and we probably just killed them. But this is something you can do as Ekko support, is go on the sideline and just kill a tower. How many supports can do that? How valuable is that? I think it's extremely valuable. Just being able to take down a tower. Because at the end of the day, you know, I don't provide shields for my team. I don't provide the most reliable hard CC for my team or anything. But I provide things that win League of Legends games. And that's what it's about. Right? It's about nothing else. So yeah, if you're not a Ekko support truther yet, well, of course, like I queue support secondary, so I'll get it every now and then, and I always enjoy playing it a lot. So maybe I'll do, at some point, I might even do some Ekko support to Master or to Challenger or whatever kind of series in the future. But of course, for now, I also really enjoy playing jungle. So yeah, if you learned something new in this game, if maybe I inspired you to play Ekko support yourself, be sure to leave a like on this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.